In today's video, I will discuss client attraction strategies I built or have seen working well for high-ticket coaches and consultants. I will also discuss where to go to attract your audience. And if you stick around until the very end, I will also uncover some advertising tactics. So you better make sure you stay until the end. All right. So to start off, my name is Matt Borka. I'm the founder of Company Growth Partner, and I just wanted to give a little bit more context around the video itself because some of the stuff I'm going to talk about needs that. So I have a background in digital marketing and business operations, and I'm going to talk about very specific funnels I either built or seen working pretty well. So I used to work for an advertising agency for 3 years. I have a $7.8 million Facebook advertising portfolio. So the stuff you're going to hear or about to hear is actually based on real uh, experience. I'm not just making it up and pulling it out of my ass. Of actually the stuff I I actually built it, and I can reverse engineer it for you. And yeah, cool. So let's do this. So number one, Facebook groups and school. So if you have an interest in building a community around your business, it's it is fair to say that you can absolutely scale something to $100,000 per month easy if you have a Facebook group funnel or a school funnel, right? So there's a couple of ways to do it. You can either drive traffic or organically get group members to a free group, and you do some nurturing in there. You provide content with Facebook. One of the biggest advantages you're going to have is group members. It is actually more likely that people are going to see your posts that you're sending through the group compared to any type of organic content, even if you have a digital creator account. So it's a better idea to use a group for this specific purpose. And within that group, you might want to try to do lead magnet shout outs, and those types of shout outs can actually help you quite a bit to generate calls as well. So that's one way to do it. Another way would be to do a paid group but charge, let's say, you know, like a subscription for being a member. That can work both on Facebook and on school. Obviously on school, the system and the platform make it pretty easy to dial it in, and it's not going to create and like it's easier to get it done. And so within that group, you can nurture as much as you can depending on how expensive your product is. And maybe you need like 30 days maybe to nurture people within that group. And once those people are ready to ascend, they can book a call with you and you can close them. Now, I've seen this type of funnel work extremely well, and you can easily scale up to $100,000 with a funnel like this. The second type of funnel I'm going to talk about is actually a funnel I personally built for a fitness coach. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you're going to see, you might have heard me talking about how I helped this fitness coach scale, and I happen to add $2 million to his top line revenue over the course of a year. We scaled his business with a booking funnel. Now, the reason why you have to be careful with a booking funnel you have to have a proven offer, right? It has to be dialed in to the T, right? If your offer is not dialed in and if it's not proven yet, a booking funnel is going to screw you big time. Okay. So I only advise it to people or coaches that, you might have already had some success organically. Maybe you have a couple of members in your community already and things are going well, and you have a really good idea of who you want to target. A booking funnel, it's going to act like fuel. So once you have fire and all you truly the only thing you need is fuel, then a booking funnel can get that done for you. And the particular booking funnel I built for this fitness coach, we were all together over the course of the entire engagement. I spent $300,000 on ads, right? And we could have scaled harder. However, the coach decided that he wanted to take a different approach. So we were going easy. Now, there were a couple of reasons why we had to go easy. One of them is we onboarded. There were months when we were onboarding 50 people per month, and the coaching side of the business could not confidently sustain the growth, so we had to be careful. But hypothetically speaking, from an acquisition standpoint, if we had added one more salesperson and a setter, it would have been extremely easy to scale that offer to $500,000 just by increasing ad spend, because things were working so well. The campaigns were extremely stable. You might ask why? Well, it was a proven offer, and the marketing was very unique. It wasn't anything that the market has seen before. So the funnel did extremely well. So proven offer, guys. Okay, so the third is a tripwire offer going into a low ticket product that is going into your high ticket product. And the reason why it's a pretty viable strategy is, so again, this is something I've seen working well. I haven't built it myself. Okay, I'm being very upfront. So with the tripwire offer, what you're doing is whenever someone is giving you money, it doesn't really matter how much it is, even if it's a very small amount, there's a relationship established. Because even if it's, let's say, $27, so that's probably, it's been the most popular price point for that tripwire offer that I've seen. And with that $27, when you pay, your customer pays the $27 and they're getting what they want, $27 is $27, right? It's not a massive amount. So if you actually fulfill your promise, and nowadays that's a massive thing, and man, people have trust issues, right? Because they've been burned before, they haven't had a good experience. So if you deliver your promise at 27, and then let's say you say, hey, are you interested perhaps in this other product, this more expensive product? Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive. Maybe it's a few $100s, but it happens to be this course, for example. And it doesn't have to be overly complicated. It can be something pretty basic, but because you're charging a few $100s, obviously, if the value is there, if the perception of value, so if people are looking at your course and if they feel your course is worth significantly more than the few $100s you're charging for it, they are going to buy again. And if they find your course useful, and let's say you happen to season your low ticket offer with call to actions, and those call to actions are pinpointing toward a high ticket offer, right? And ultimately, in that case, your high ticket offer becomes your back end offer in a sense. Then you can sell a small percentage of your course buyers the high ticket offer. Now, the reason why that is interesting is because when people bought your tripwire offer, you shove those people into an email sequence, right? So there's a whole nurturing sequence going on. First of all, selling people the course. Second of all, selling people the high ticket offer. Now, with this type of approach, obviously there could be a longer sales cycle, but here's the caveat. You actually have the opportunity to significantly increase your package price for the high ticket offer because you have a longer sequence in place that constantly proves to your prospects that you are a legit person, you know what you're talking about, and you are ready to help them. So just imagine someone bought your $27 tripwire offer, then someone bought your few $100 course, and okay, this was actually pretty good, and I'm ready to give you even more money, and because you've already proven yourself to me, I'm ready to give you even more money, right? Like that's the whole point. So again, everything depends on your price point here, because if you do have, let's say, a $10,000 high ticket package, you might want to consider the tripwire offer into low ticket, into high ticket approach. 4, bonus, webinars. So this is actually a pretty funny one because, webinar funnels I'm actually not a massive fan of them purely because they were so popular back in 2015 and I am aware of some coaches still making it work, making pretty okay money, maybe not 7 figures, but 6, but it's automated, it's working. The issue with webinar funnels is that it is going to create some pretty massive operational drag within the business because depending on how you do them. So if it's evergreen, an evergreen webinar has to be replaced eventually. And before you can get to a point where you can do an evergreen webinar, you have to do webinars quite frequently to find a webinar that works the best. So again, if you have the presentation skills, if you're really good at delivering, a speech, you might want to consider doing something like that, because if the content is going to be useful enough for your prospects and you actually know what you're doing, there's a high chance that those people are going to buy. Now, back in the day, let's say, I'd say 2016, 2018, the reason why the webinar funnel model got so saturated is because everyone on earth tried to do a webinar funnel and it sucked, right? Because not everyone is good at delivering longer presentations. It's not a skill that everyone has. So sometimes what happened was, I helped a coach before during my time at this Facebook advertising agency. They tried to do an evergreen webinar funnel, and it absolutely freaking flopped because it was not tested. They just recorded a random webinar, and it didn't work. And they invested a lot of money in making that funnel happen, but it didn't work because especially at that time, the market got really annoyed by those types of funnels. Not only that, but also it was everyone on earth was doing something like that, and it was too much. It was too much. But I think because it's been a while, and not everyone is doing the webinar funnel format anymore. Maybe if you have that particular skill set to do presentations and you like, speaking, like maybe you've done speaking gigs before, then you might want to consider it. Okay. And I also want to talk a little bit about YouTube ads versus Facebook ads to start with, because you might be in that position where, you know what, actually my offer is proven, but I don't have any experience in Facebook advertising or YouTube advertising. However, I'm at that point with my organic strategy. Like I'm getting somewhere. I built up a pretty sizable audience, and I might be interested in adding fuel to the fire, but I'm not really sure which advertising type I should choose. Now, in my experience, both YouTube and Facebook ads can work. Okay. It depends on what you're selling and also your budget. In an ideal world, you want to have both up and running. However, in my experience, if you have a proven offer already, you want to go to Facebook, right? Because if people want your offer already, all you need to do is talk to someone who knows how to set a funnel up and make the ads work and create all the operational processes behind it and make it fully automated for you. And it's going to be okay because you have a proven offer. With YouTube, there is going to be a scalability issue coming along with the platform because, again, I'm not a YouTube advertiser, so don't quote me on this. However, I do have people in my network that do YouTube ad coaching, and some of the funnels they're helping with, they don't work as I'm not saying it's not working as well, but it's not scalable, right? If the same person used the same funnel and went to Facebook, I can almost guarantee that it's going to be more scalable, right? Because purely if something works on Facebook, all you need is more ads and a viable funnel, right? And at that point, it's all about increasing spend and in making sure that you have the operational foundation to scale the business. But at that point, you're good, right? Your biggest problem at that point is going to be finding setters and closers to help you out once you're at that point where you just cannot sell anymore because you have way too much to do. And lastly, I want to touch on organic content, because some people, there's always this argument, should I really care about organic? Should I not? How should I think about it? Organic is very important, because if you can prove that you can sell your stuff without spending a dime on advertising, it means you have something special, right? A lot of people go and think, you know what, all I need is I just need to put some Facebook advertising on my offer and, it's going to be great. It's going to work. Well, guess what? That might not be the case. You have to have a proven offer. If you don't have a proven offer, you are going to suffer, and you're going to spend a lot of money on ads, and that's okay. If you have the budget for it, that's fine, because, but then it's going to take several months for you from going live with ads, because there might be certain elements you have to change before you get to a point where your offer is scalable. And one more thing I want to touch on in this video, when you might ask, when should you start advertising? Like, when is it like, okay, like I'm good, right? Like if you're selling consistently, right? and you're busy and you haven't really spent much money on advertising and things are looking good, like things are healthy, that is when you want to consider ads. Because if, let's say, you want to work with us and we're going to have to teach you how to hunt, we're going to spend a lot of time on working on teaching you how to hunt. And we're not going to be working on your ads or your funnel. We're going to spend a lot of time on teaching you how to hunt. And I'm not saying that I cannot teach you how to hunt, but by coming to us and already knowing how to hunt, it's going to make everyone's life so much easier. So if you like this video and you found this video useful, please share it with friends or anyone who might benefit from hearing the stuff I talked about in this video. Give us a massive like, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to hear from you soon. Peace.